Hey, church family. I'm here today with Beth Ogle, and she is the Executive Director of Response, and they are a nonprofit that supports survivors of victims of domestic violence and sexual assault. And we are honored as a church family to help support them in little ways and what we can do. And so I just want to take a few moments to introduce you to her. And so when you hear us on during our church services mention Response, you'll have a face to attach to it, and the ministry. They're a nonprofit, but certainly ministering to the people here in Shenandoah County in this region. And so, Beth, thank you for taking this moment to share with us. Got some questions. I'll just run down them.
Sure.
The basics. How long has Response been in action, and give us an overview of what you do.
Sure. So we have been around for 40 years. We just celebrated our 40th year anniversary. We started as a grassroots organization, taking people into homes who were survivors of domestic violence, needed to get out of the house that they were in. So our early crew was just a ragtag group of volunteers that saw a need in our community and just let people into their homes, and then got together and said, hey, I think we have other things that we can do with this, and let's turn this into a nonprofit. And they did.
Yeah, 40 years ago.
1980.
And do you stay just within a particular region, or?
So we serve Shenandoah County specifically, people that are living in Shenandoah County. However, we will get survivors that are coming through the area. We've had people who have been literally thrown out of their car at a truck stop, and it's obviously a domestic violence situation, and so they've come here to stay with us. Mm-hmm. So they may not be, have always lived here locally, but they're here and need our services while they're in Shenandoah County.
Is there an average of how many folks that you help in the course of a year?
Average, typically we help about 200 families per year. That's between shelter residents and out-of-shelter residents, because our shelter only has so many beds in it, but we obviously have more people who need our services than that. So you do not have to be staying here to utilize all of our services. Yeah.
To get a hold of either information or help, or
case management, financial assistance, court advocacy. Of course, all of the stuff that we do in the schools is out of shelter. So.
Okay. And so while I'm thinking about it, if someone is listening to us right now who needs your help, what's the best way for them to get in touch with you? Website?
Sure. Website, or they can call us directly at 540-459-5161. That's our hotline number. We're available 24/7 on that number. Somebody will answer whenever you call.
And how's this present moment of a pandemic, how has that affected the organization itself? But also, how does it affect the people that find themselves in this situation? Has it been heightened, worsened, about the same?
Yeah, the pandemic has thrown us for a loop like it has everyone else. We are actually one of the few shelters in the state that has been able to remain open. We just have way too many. It's a rural community, and there's way too many people who don't have access to the internet. So we decided as our board and staff that we have to be here to be able to serve people. So we've taken the precautions that we needed to take to remain open. And we're glad that we've been able to do that and stay here. But it took a while for people to realize that we were still open, because so many places weren't. So we did see a drop off in calls. And then once that order was dropped and people could go places more, then we saw a spike in calls. So the pandemic affected us that way. It also affected our clients in being able to reach us. Obviously, a lot of times the calls that we get come from people who are calling us in secret. So when the abuser is not around, and if you're in a pandemic and you're at a stay-at-home order, the abuser is always around.
Yeah.
So being able to reach us and get in contact with us was very difficult.
I was going to say, so the calls probably went down, and then you said they probably skyrocketed after everybody gets out a little bit, and
exactly.
And the abuser is away.
Yeah, then it skyrocketed. It has affected us in being able to do the type of outreach that we used to do. For example, we have a child and youth services coordinator who is in public schools during the school year most of the time, more than she's here in the office. And she does support groups there for kids who really need it, and educational programs throughout from K through high school age, and she wasn't able to do that at all this year because we can't get into the schools. And we're working on ways to do it virtually, but the schools are so overwhelmed with their virtual commitments right now that we just haven't found a good spot to really connect with that community like we normally do. And our elder community as well can't get into nursing homes or places where we can get to that population very easily and see a large number of people. We're not able to do that.
So everything is strained across the board, and the strain itself probably causes more.
It does. Yes. When you put financial stress on a family that's already having issues, and then you're stuck in the house together, that just exasperates situations.
Absolutely. So give us a little quick education about, say a person suspects a family member, maybe it could be inside the home or just, an extended family member. Say a person suspects a family member being abused or hurt. What should that person do if, I'm assuming maybe they've already spoke to the person, that person wants to keep it hush, doesn't want to talk about it? How can you help when maybe the person isn't interested in going public, so to speak?
Sure. The best way to do that is to respect how that person wants to proceed, and to let them know that you are there for them when they need you, when they're ready. Let them know that there's resources. Let them know that there's hope. And just let them know that you love them and you care about their safety. I think so many times our gut reaction is to tell a person to leave. And what we know in doing this work, that is the most dangerous time for somebody who is in a domestic violence situation. That is when their life is most at risk. And so there needs to be a safety plan in place to make sure that they can make that transition safely. So just being there for them, letting them know that, hey, I know of some resources. When you're ready, I'm ready. You just let me know. And just keep reminding them of that. And then keep that relationship as normal as it would usually be. Because most times an abuser is going to try to isolate that person from their family, from their support systems. So that's one of the first things they do. So just continue to be a support, continue to show up.
It's almost counterintuitive, right? Because you think, hey, you're in danger, get away.
Right.
But what you're saying is, if they get away, that's when they
are most at risk.
And so what you're saying is, before they do that, they need to know that they have a really good plan, not just leave and then what?
Correct. Domestic violence at its core, or intimate partner violence at its core, is about power and control. So when you have left that relationship, you are taking that person's power and control, and that is when bad things happen.
That's when bad things happen. Yeah, the explosion comes.
Yeah.
How can our people, folks listening, how can we help?
Learn as much as you can about the dynamics of domestic violence. Our website is a good resource for that, and then we have links to other websites that are also
On the
good
website?
resources. Yes,
Okay.
and that's www.responseva.org. Is how you
Response
can-
VA, as
VA.org.
in Virginia, responseva.org.
Yeah.
So go there, that's the start.
Learn as much as you can, because just like we were talking, that's something that's counterintuitive, telling somebody to leave. So
Right.
if you know, the more you know about the dynamics of domestic violence, the more prepared you can be. Because we see it all the time that people will go to their church family or go to pastoral care before they will reach out to family or friends. And then if somebody does come to you, keep it confidential. Don't
Right.
make it a rumor mill then at that time, because they've trusted you with something.
Or don't try to set up an intervention.
Right.
With-
Yes, right. No, kind of let them take the lead, just like we said with the friends, that just let them know you're there. But the more you learn about it, the more you can be prepared for that kind of situation.
And what's any pressing need right now that comes top of your mind?
So it changes monthly, weekly, daily, depending on what families we have here. So we try to update our website. We try to put stuff on Facebook as much as possible. I'd say right now we have a lot of families here, and families need oftentimes quick meals, stuff like freezer kind of things that they can heat up quickly. We always need paper products, the stuff that you need
Okay.
around your house, paper towels, toilet paper, that kind of thing. We're always in need
Yeah.
of that. That's
What's
always-
cool is on their website, folks, you can go and it has a wish list on there, and simple as can be. We're all familiar with Amazon,
Yeah.
and so even if you're out of town and not in our area but would like to support it, you can go there and it'll ship right here to them. So they'll have on there the list, and the list is just basic stuff that you typically buy for yourself when you're at Walmart, and pick up an extra piece or two of it. And I sent out a newsletter this week to our folks, and so this Saturday at our church gathering, hopefully some of our people will bring some of those supplies that will
Well, we-
eventually drop off to you.
We appreciate it. Our community, we're very thankful for our community. It is, I can't tell you how many times we've had a family move out and we've needed mattresses or an entire apartment worth of furnishings, and we put out a call and the community answers.
Wonderful.
So we just feel so grateful to be here and have that support.
Well, we are grateful that you're here. We believe it is the Lord's work. I think if
Thank you.
Jesus was here in the flesh, he'd be involved in what you're doing here. And so we're honored to be a part of that as well. And
Thank
to
you.
our church family, because you support what we're doing, we're able to support what they're doing here with Response. Thanks for taking a few moments to listen in. Go online again, responseva.org, and check out the work that they're doing. God bless you.